Ever wonder what it would take to encrypt a message? This museum is where they send soldiers to learn the history of this encryption. In this museum, it shows the tools necessary to break encryptions. It's fabulous to be able to see all this. A lot of this stuff dates back to World War II, and they've got some of the very first supercomputers. Just look at the circuit boards on these supercomputers. Then they've got all these machines that have got all kinds of ways to encrypt messages. They've even got a machine in here that has never been unencrypted. So how do these machines encrypt messages? There's a lot of methods, but there's a lot of similarities. Say you wanted to encrypt the word cat. When you type the letter C, it hits a dial that hits another letter. That dial hits another letter and another letter. Now here's a machine called the enigma. You've probably heard this word enigma, but you just didn't know what it was. This is an encryption machine. You type in your message, it goes through these series of dials and just keeps changing the letters so you can see how complex it gets. So going through a museum like this is just crazy to see all the mechanisms and devices. And all along, the enemy's trying to figure out how to take your message and figure out what you're saying. So you got to keep trying to keep on your toes to make sure nobody can re-encrypt your message. And that's where these supercomputers come in to try to look for patterns. Sometimes the enemy would say the same words over and over again. That way you could look for those single words and figure out the whole message. There were some of these words that they would say over and over again, but I don't know if I can repeat them on YouTube. I'll give it a try. Hitler. Disturbing words. But when they found a word like that, they could track the entire message and figure the whole thing out. If you're going to learn anything from history, learn that you don't want to say the same words in your message every single time. And actually, until today, I don't think I've ever thought about encryption, but you can understand how important it is. It's just always interesting learning about history, learning about what worked, what didn't work, what to do, what not to do. Learned a lot more about the enigma.